Hello and welcome to Cooking Around the World. My name's John and welcome to my most recent recipe. Come on, let's get cooking. Right, this is what we're going to be making today, this beautiful moussaka. Right, let's get cooking. Right, good afternoon. I've got a bit of leftover leg of lamb there, so I'm going to strip that from the bone and chop it up, and then we'll get on to the rest of it. There you are, quite a bit of meat off that bone. Now I'm going to chop it into smaller pieces. And there we have all our roast lamb chopped up into nice little pieces. Now we're going to get cracking with our potatoes. Right, now we're going to cut up our potatoes. And you can't quite see, but you want them quite thin. So that gives you any indication. And then pop them in a bowl. We'll come back after that. Right, once your sliced potatoes have been transferred, a little bit of olive oil, some thyme, some fresh thyme, a sprinkle of some Himalayan pink salt, and then some ground black pepper. Then get your hands in there and get all that oil coated on these sliced potatoes. And then transfer the potatoes to a non-stick tray. There we go. And then bake them in the top of the oven for about 20 minutes on 180 degrees. Right, while that's cooking, slice your eggplant. Now, you want your eggplant to be about that thick, so about 1/4 inch. Right, now we've got those eggplants done, a little bit of olive oil, some thyme, some salt, a little bit of black pepper, and again, get your hands in there. And once those potatoes are done, I'll use the same pan. Those you may need after 10 minutes to get a bit more oil. The eggplant tends to soak it up. And okay, for the top layer, courgettes. Now, if you start them on the angle, and the same, about 1/4 inch thick. So as you can see, these are giving slices of courgette that cover a larger area. And again, we're going to put these in the bowl with some, it's getting a bit monotonous, isn't it? With some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil, some sea salt, some ground black pepper, and some fresh thyme. So there you go, there's the courgettes done, a little bit of olive oil, sea salt and black pepper. I'll just do that myself in the background, and then once these are all cooked, we'll come back. Right, potatoes are ready, and we're going to put these into this greased dish. Right, now in with the eggplant and the courgettes for another 20 minutes at 180 degrees. Right, now back to our onions. We've put some garlic granules in there, and we're going to put a little pinch of nutmeg in there and some cinnamon. Some light dusting. paprika, just a tiny bit, just to get some colour in there, and then a pinch of ground cloves. There we are. Right, now time for the meat. Well, not quite in with the meat just yet. We've got a bit of tomato paste there. Rightio. Now in with our meat. Right, bechamel sauce. Here we come. So that is 5 tablespoons of butter. So 5 tablespoons of flour. And then 500 ml of milk. Right. Make sure that flour cooks up. And remember, add the milk a little at a time. And if it gets a bit aggressive, like it is now, take it off the heat. Right, so when it gets that thick, add a bit more milk. I'm lucky I'm starting with a litre bottle of milk here, so I know when I've used exactly 500 ml. Here we are, it's got thick again. A bit more milk. We'll come back when this is ready. Okay, that's perfect now, bubbling, and it's nice and thick and creamy. So I'm going to put a third of this into our milk, sorry, into our meat. Well, they both start with them. So let's put about a third in here. Right, the rest of course we're going to put on the top, but let's just mix this in. And I'm going to take the courgettes and eggplant out of the oven right now. Right, so these courgettes and the eggplant are going into the white dish next to it, and then that meat's going on top of that, and then the bechamel sauce that you can see in the background's on top of that. So we'll come back once I've assembled. Right, there's our beautiful moussaka, and we'll just get our bechamel sauce, get that all over the top, and then we're going to sprinkle with a generous helping of Parmesan cheese. Now this is based on a Jamie Oliver recipe, quite a bit different. The spices are very different. The meat is lamb instead of beef. Bechamel sauce is bechamel sauce, I guess. So the vegetables are the same. Alright, so there you go. So I'm just going to put Parmesan on the top and then into the oven for 40 minutes. Now, some people wanted to see the sprinkling of the cheese. I don't know what it is. Oh, I know what it is. But I'm here and I can smell it, so it's a wee bit different. But I get what you mean. It's not much fun watching people chop things. But when you know it's Parmesan cheese, or it's Gruyere cheese with onions and mushrooms, then it's a bit different because you know the aromas and the smells. This is starting to drive me mad already. Right, into the oven. And there you go, that's what it looks like once it's out. Let's cut into it. Right, I've just cut a bit. This is very, very hot. So Just have a little taste. Oh wow. Oh, I knew it'd be good. That's delicious. Well, I'm going to hook into this and I will catch you on the next recipe.